right, Game 14 podcast. As you can tell, our fearless leader is out with the common cold. He didn't want to try and power through today. You can guarantee Johnny Junta is going to be sick on the weekend. Avery Chenier is going to celebrate his birthday 3 years in a row. Guarantee this week he's going to be sick. So that's awesome. But I have two very special friends, two best podcasters, two best friends I know, who are the two worst marketers of themselves in Canada. WhyJays, Chris Boulding. How are you, fellas? Someone go for it. Yeah, there we go.
Spot starters, bullpen game.
I mean, they can save the season. Ross Stripling, Eric Lauer. We need those people. Jose
Easton
Barrios.
Lucas.
Yeah, I was going through some roster resource today, and it's not that great right now. I mean, two long men in the bullpen at this point, but we will get to that. We will touch on all the things. I actually came up with a list of things we're going to talk about. Never before done in the history of this show for not a regular guest. But let's start winter meetings. YJs, you were tweeting about it all the time. What an incredible week of transactions, man. Special.
Stayed hot the whole way through, start to finish, and then after it kept going.
Yeah, they took that momentum and they ran with it. But we just gotta be done with the winter meetings thinking they're the biggest thing ever, right? Like it's the one day on the schedule of the offseason where it's like, okay, we know we're gonna get something pretty cool. But Boris, man, what a fucking loser that guy is. He is just taking that suckfest weekend for himself. CB, anything you didn't like winter meetings? You definitely have a take on the winter meetings that I need you to get that one off.
I loved the debate on Sunday where it was like, have the winter meetings officially started? Like there was going to be like some like Zoom where everybody came together and it was just like, all right, officially open. You guys can trade now. We can all get drunk and gossip. No, I mean, first of all, fine with me. I'm good. I can be on my phone. I can be on my laptop. It's all good. Things can happen later too. January's fine. February's fine. Love talking about baseball, so we can do that at any time. Talking transactions, talking anything. It's just like it is like there's a case to be made that they're super outdated, right? Like just go do the Rule 5 stuff. Go do your rules committee stuff if you got anything to talk about. Go do all the getting drunk at the hotel bar and like all of the like paid vacation to Orlando, right? Orlando this year.
That sounds right.
I mean,
it was warm.
I mean, anytime you can go to a big hotel in a nondescript southern U.S. city, I guess you gotta do it. Go put up a little tab on the company dime. No shame for me. But we gotta just stop like assigning all the hype to it, I guess.
Orlando's major hotbed of Major League Baseball, as people famously know. But it's like it's cool. The Rule 5 draft rocks. That thing went by in 12 seconds. I could not believe how fast the Rule 5 draft went.
Do you think it's an honor to be the guy who like goes and makes the pick, or is it like you're the guy who had the late flight out because you're flying to like a bad city?
My question for YJs is it better to wear the suit or the quarter zip for the Rule 5 draft?
Quarter zip, right? I mean, it's an adaptable piece of clothing in a setting where you have to be adaptable because it's so fast, cutthroat.
You can dress it up or down.
Do you think they're stealing picks at that point? Because everyone has to know who they're taking, right? Like that's how fast it goes, in my opinion.
Yes, and teams know who they're trading picks to. Like right off the hop. I forget. Didn't Daniel Susac? Yeah. We're already, I love the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's talk Daniel Susac. Traded right away, So they know what
Johnny leaves the podcast for 1 week and this is where it goes.
He tweeted out, he goes, if you're watching the Rule 5 draft, you're a geek. And he knows about it too. He just follows it on Twitter instead. Like, you're watching it, John.
You had to be watching. If you weren't watching, what am I gonna put on my second screen at work?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the Rule 5 draft is fun because it's in like just the worst meeting room you've ever seen at a hotel. Everyone's just kind of ready to go home at that point. But Jay's made a Rule 5 pick. We'll touch on that later. Framber Valdez is sending out a 25-minute video of why he's a good teammate. Did you guys see that? Is that going to get him back in good? What 25-minute video are you possibly sending to other teams? Like, what is in that video, do you guys think?
He needed to do, and this might be before your time, Avery. He needed to do the Yoenis Cespedes
Yeah.
big time family cookout in the backyard. Got the pig roasting. That is where he needed to go with this. And it didn't need to be like flowery, I'm a great guy stuff. Just like here, look at me hanging out with my friends and
Is
family.
that where the Yahoo blog gets the name from?
That's it.
That is before my time. Knowing those specific things. Obviously know the player very well, but that's where the blog name came from. Interesting. So Boris, I'm done with him. I loved that they did the two other deals while he was doing his presser. Everyone's there, and I forget who the other agencies were, but that was the Pete Alonso and the Schwarber signings, right? At that time, or it was Schwarber and
No, it
someone
was
else?
Schwarber and Diaz.
Schwarber and Diaz, perfect. And Edwin Diaz, man, wearing number 3. I told like Chris Taylor's number. You're going to be the next guy to wear Chris Taylor's number as a Los Angeles Dodger. That is disgusting as a closer. But I want to touch on some more things. Favorite, least favorite deals of the offseason so far for you guys. I will start YJ's. I need to know what you're loving and what you're not. And it can't be, I mean, obviously all the Jays moves are perfect. So maybe don't touch on those.
Uh, Trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, I would just in moves I would have done, Devin Williams. I would have been happy to do the Devin Williams contract. Especially he doesn't have to face the Blue Jays. So that would help him out. Um, I mean, I like Pete Alonso to the Orioles if you're the Orioles. I don't like that's just forget the money. Like low key great fit for next year for sure.
Yeah.
Like that sucks, but I mean the East is the division of choice.
Anyone who's good wants to play in the East. It's where you make your money. I didn't get the hate. Was it Passon who did that big tweet of all the Orioles players? Like, was he the lineup tweet?
You
Yeah.
bet.
I thought it was a pretty damn good lineup. I was like, what's wrong with that tweet? Those are pretty good players in it. Feels like 2021 Jays, like you're doing that thing. Like
Again.
what do you think the hate was for that tweet, CB?
There's just like it was just too many names. You can't have like Colton Cowser on the bottom of the list. Like it needed to be like 6 names,
Yeah.
and then it could have been great. You can't go to 8 because then you're just including the worst 7 and 8 guys, right? Like it needed to be just a couple names shorter. I thought it was fine too. I just think like you're gonna look back in a year and one of those names is gonna be really funny to be on that list.
And
So that's
who's
where
that
I
name?
was.
Why does you ask that question, right? Who's the funniest name on that list this time next year?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Dylan Beavers. Dylan Beavers. Like, no love for Tyler O'Neill bounce back.
Sad.
Damn.
But
I yeah.
who takes his, because he's lefty masher, right? O'Neill's going to do that. So him and Basayo are just going to switch DH roles for that team. Like that's a pretty formidable DH. Like if you're platooning a lot of money for O'Neill at that point. But I mean,
They really are gonna hit. Like I think the point was right.
yeah.
Yes.
Who's going to pitch for them?
Who cares?
Well,
Who are they going to trade for?
I mean, Kyle Bradish is kind of awesome. Not to
Okay, there's
like
one.
other teams. He's awesome. They have the third Rogers triplet. Trevor
Yep, there you go. It's
nailed
hard. It's
it.
going to be hard to keep those 3 together.
T.
Tough.
Rogers.
They're all
Yes.
T's, yeah.
Trevor Rogers, who, by the way, overperformed his expected OPS. I don't know if you guys were reading about that recently, by 100 points. So, but he's a good enough pitcher. I don't know, like what they need a lot of innings. I like
They
Tyler Wells too. I'm sorry to be an Orioles fan on this podcast, but fit
It's like,
beater, tall
are
guy, Rule
Kramer,
5.
Wells, and Povich are they gonna get it done? Like,
No.
Poe's kind of stuffy. I'm
but
kind of
who's
4
you
innings at a time.
if you're gonna make a run in the playoffs, like we won't put them in there like everyone wants to do, but pretty good team. Who's the third starter for this team? Or is that like you got to acquire that now, or you got to acquire that midseason at some point? Because I don't think it's glaring to me who's going to be a third guy for the playoffs.
Well, who's their third reliever?
Kittredge is back, right?
Sure, he's number two.
Felix Bautista throwing left-handed.
Yennier Cano, what's his year gonna be like?
Not good.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of the pitching was the problem last year too. Um, in the offseason. They didn't add as they should have. But CB, your favorite move offseason so far.
Not to be AL East pilled too. I mean, I liked the Red Sox getting some pitching. I liked their move for Oviedo.
Oh
I thought that
yeah.
was good. I thought Sonny Gray getting some fake prospects out the door for a paid down Sonny Gray made a lot of sense. Phillies had to re-sign Schwarber. That just made all the sense in the world. I don't think anybody ever really thought that something else was going to happen there, but getting it done, getting the deal signed was good too. Sneaky kind of small move I liked. Mike Soroka to the Diamondbacks, like 6 million. Gonna pitch in their rotation, probably a good trade chip if they're out of it at the deadline. I thought those were some fun ones.
I did three like small deals that I loved. Yastrzemski to the Braves, kind of love. Um,
Wow.
kind of I think he can just immediately out earn like wins above replacement for a $23 million deal if he's just gonna hit righties, play good defense, and walk a ton, play left field against righties. I think he'll be able to out earn that. Sam Hentges,
Wow.
shoulder surgery and then knee surgery while recovering from his shoulder surgery. But 1.3 to the Giants, I think he'll be good. And then Christopher Morel, I kind
Oh
of
no.
I love a 1 year, $2 million. Either he's going to fall in love with the game or he is going to be out of baseball next year. It's a make or break 1 year, $2 million deal. But I love
Well,
that.
if anything can replenish your love for the game of baseball, it's Miami.
Of course, yes, you can really, really dig into baseball in Miami. That's a great point. Least favorite move, YJ's.
Um, I didn't. Ooh, I just had it off the top of my head. What didn't I don't like Bobby Fastballs, Robert Suarez.
Uh, I hated everything the Braves did. That's what I have here is I hated Rizal, I hated Suarez, and I hated Yastrzemski. I thought that was all a little too much money, a little too much years for a team that's kind of whatever. Like, does it make him better than the Mets? Does it make him better than the Phillies? I don't think so. So you're kind of just like you're throwing 10 million at a bunch of guys to be kind of okay.
Atlanta is among the teams doing the years standoff of just they're not going to give anyone years. You could go get a player to make your team a lot better, but that involves giving them years for a contract. Like they're amongst the many New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, just to name two, that are doing the year standoff. Like, hey, yeah, no, you could come here for three with an opt out, or we'll just get an unk to sign for 2 years.
Does that
That's
mean
what they're gonna do.
no Bo in Atlanta, the Dirty South?
No way. I would be shocked.
It's like we'll get to Bo in a little bit, but I'm
Yeah,
just
we
no
gotta we
one.
gotta get a little more Orioles coverage going first
Yeah.
before.
We do have to cover the whole. This is obviously Gate 14, a famous league-wide podcast that we touch on everything all over. I'll say,
Baseball's alive.
yeah, baseball's alive. I like that one. Least favorite. I didn't have like an exact one. I wanted to hate on the Diaz deal a little bit, but just like if he's gonna
Yeah.
be good, he's worth that money, so it's fine. Cal Finnegan, I'm just interested in. It's not a deal that I hate. Cut the home run rate in half. And like, what is he? Is it going to continue? He went to the right park to like keep that home run rate down and keep the numbers good. But yeah, just interested kind of what the Tigers have done with their pitching as well. Is it anyone think Scooble's gonna get dealt?
I've had my I keep leaning yes because I logically think no, right? But Scott Harris, the Tigers GM, president of baseball
President,
operations, Popo,
president.
whatever, he's calling the shots. And you think he's from the organizational mind of continuity? I don't think all of these execs are about making moves. For for the better or for worse. And like it's going to be the Dodgers, right?
I
It's going
had
to be the
a
Dodgers.
I had to mediate. I told you guys this, a group chat fight between Johnny and my boss,
Oh
Sandy.
no.
He's a Dodgers fan,
Yeah.
and Johnny's first thing was the Dodgers don't have enough prospects to get it done. And then that's when I was just like, well, that's not true, John. It's okay. Then he started
Go to the
walking it.
Mets anyway.
Well, he started walking it back. He's like, well, the Mets and the Mariners have more prospect capital. It's like, sure, they're ranked higher in the rankings, but like you can get some really good players from the Dodgers at this point. And like Emmett Sheehan's going to be that next guy up. And the wave for the Tigers is kind of their next wave if Clark and McGonagall are actual good players, right? Like it does make some sense for the Tigers to do it if it's like you'd rather have Turk Skubal on your team. Like that raises their ceiling immensely. CB, any
I would.
chance?
Man, I literally don't know. I couldn't tell you that I haven't been texted about it.
You don't have any scoops on it?
No,
No, that's too
maybe
bad.
could
Lev?
he
Is
could.
Lev? Sorry.
no, no sources in this.
What's he hearing?
He retired, dude. He retired on top as a.
Yeah, I retired from being a doctor too. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, brother.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, we'll go Tyler Rogers, newest Toronto Blue Jay signed, 3 years, $37 million. And can someone tell a dad who is listening to this why he's going to be different than Adam Simber? Someone, please,
Someone's
please let.
dad is 20 minutes into this because their son sent it to them. It's like, what are they talking about? Did the Blue Jays not just sign a reliever to their biggest relief contract in years?
Yes, that
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's better than Adam Simber. Like he suppresses contact better. He runs habitually lower BABIP rates. He's a lot better at missing the barrel. He's a lot better at kind of limiting fly balls. Runs a really high ground ball rate, 57%. Stuff plus metrics. I saw some tweets going around, some
I
posts
can.
going around.
What are his stuff plus metrics?
Well, they're actually really high, but I think
Yep.
that's just that's a problem with the model. Like it's gonna overfit because people don't see a slider
Oh,
that
you
goes
saw
up.
that tweet. I saw that tweet.
Yeah, it's all.
What's the tweet? What's the
I
tweet?
agree. I
Yeah.
agree with it, but I
I'm
saw
gonna put
that
this out
tweet.
there. If anything I say was somebody else's point or post or anything, I'm not gonna credit you. I forgot where it came from. That's my thought now.
Yep.
Yep.
What was the tweet that they
Um,
said?
it overfits because there's nothing to compare to. So it looks like such an outlier pitch because there's nothing to compare to, which is correct, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually that nasty a slider or that nasty a sinker or anything like that. But it plays well because obviously the slot. I don't know if you like him and Savage. It's gonna be
Wow,
tough.
two guys with really different slots. Why you did bring up a good point about the two slots. YJ's, can you two of the three guys they can't get on a traject machine, correct?
Yes, I was watching Adam Ottavino
Go.
interview Kike Hernandez, who had to prepare for Trey Savage, and they were talking about the traject machine, which can emulate pitchers' release movement, yada yada. You heard about it. They can't get it up to Trey Savage's height, which is very high. Justin Verlander's super high, and then Tyler Rogers, the lowest. So that bodes well. I mean, there's, I someone looked at the numbers that, hitters are just getting so much better at home because, amongst many things, they also have a trajected home. It's impossible to travel with a thing that I've never seen, but I believe them.
They're
But
Barger has one, I think.
Barger's
traject's
bad.
it's a Canadian product, is it not? Like Waterloo grads made the traject thing.
Damn.
Harvard
I'm
to the
pre-
north.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. But the Tyler Rogers thing, if you look at stuff plus for a submariner, what we're looking too much into stuff right now.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you
I thought it was
doing
weird.
that?
It's not complicated.
Yeah, I don't need a 100 average to know that submarine's weird as fuck and people are gonna maybe struggle against it. But the Rogers thing's cool, and I do think that the front office has attacked it in a good way of just trying to fix their shit they were bad at last year, and that's walking a ton of people from the bullpen. It's like, okay, we're gonna get the guy who walks the lowest amount of people in the bullpen. Numbers wise, was anyone surprised what he got
Yes. Yes, and then no.
based on years or based on total money?
Well, it's completely realistic that it becomes a 4-year deal. It vests on,
I
is
got it
it
here.
50?
Uh,
Yeah, read it.
so it'll vest at 12 million for 2029 if he pitches in 110 games combined 27, 28, which should for him that's about as easy as it gets if as
Through
long as he stays
81
healthy.
last year.
Yeah,
So
and
That's
60
insane.
game or if he throws 60 games in
Yeah.
28.
And you're
He
hoping he
was
does that, right? That's the classic, like if you get that money, it's because, we kept
you've
pitching
pitched
you.
your dick. Yeah, you pitched your dick off for us for multiple
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, if you keep pitching, it's because we want you to pitch, most likely. Or you're the worst team and he's a little. No, I don't think that's happening. Um, yes, I was surprised about the money, but that goes to the greater thing. I don't know what contract so far that I haven't been like mildly curious of how it got that high.
Yeah, and BK made a good point. BK makes some good point. I'm sorry, BK, I didn't ask you this. I thought you'd be a father at this point, so I asked the two guys without children to join this as the group chat we talk about baseball in all day. So I'm apologizing to you, BK. But his point was, are they going to try and get these contracts kind of under control with pending lockout maybe next year? And he says, and obviously with the numbers of these guys, that hasn't even come close to happening yet.
yeah, they've been flat payouts. A lot of people are getting the same amount of money this
I
year, next year, the year after.
Not necessarily. Dylan Cease, I think, has his biggest amount in 2027. I've seen like discrepancies. Nothing's like I'm getting 5 million, then 40, then 5. They're not really hoping that hard. But I think Dylan Cease is getting his most money 2027. A lot of guys are just getting a little bit of a bump in 2027. I don't know, I'm not a big believer that they're going to risk games, but maybe they're going to risk 10 and then, it's going to be a prorated version of that. So they get to pay less, blah, blah, blah. Owner stuff.
I wonder if you can get that insured too. Like I have no idea. This can't be interesting, but I wonder if there's just like insurance on lockouts and stuff like that. I think I mean the interesting thing about the money, number one, it's more money than Hoffman, right? Like that was
Yeah.
your kind of big offseason ad last year in the bullpen. But if you look back at what he went for at the deadline too to the Mets, that was kind of a signal, I guess, in that, this is a guy who's being valued by a lot of teams and there is value in, this funky look, even if it looks weird.
Yeah, the pitching run value thing, he was high on the leaderboard, so I had to include that he was really good at that. But he was only behind Aroldis Chapman from the reliever side as a good a year as he had last year too. Where does he slot in for you guys? Because I don't feel like he's totally pushing people around too much, but like a seventh inning guy is kind of the perfect for a subby in my head without really doing any work at all or thinking about it too much.
Yeah, I was thinking today, like, is he gonna be like old school fireman? Is that like how he was used? And then I looked it up. He almost exclusively pitched the eighth inning this year.
Interesting.
I was surprised. I thought maybe he was just like, oh, one reliever got into trouble. Here's Tyler Rogers coming in again.
Yep.
No, they were just handing him the eighth a bunch. And Hoffman still has the ninth right now. I think that's totally fine. Um, is it is Jimmy going to be alive? Because he's probably getting the eighth. I mean, question is like who's the moving reliever? Is it Varland? Is it going to be Rogers? Or is Rogers? I could see Rogers just getting an inning, just being told maybe it's lane based, but maybe it's just like, hey, you're seventh, you're eighth.
What would you
Well,
do,
it
CB?
might be just pockets for series too, right? Like I think it's gonna be righty pockets, and it's gonna be where you think you can kind of make that fit, especially depending on what the starters are doing too. Like I think him and Barland are kind of gonna occupy the same sort of role. Maybe it's a nice way to keep a little bit of volume off of both of their arms if you can kind of use one and then use the other, use one, use the other. But it's gonna be righty based, and I think it's gonna be earlier than later. like the second to last time that you get through the heart of the order, sort of thing.
It's interesting, just the state of the bullpen. I think the floor's been raised, but it's like, is there a breakout reliever that's on the opening day bullpen, on the opening day team? Because it seems like a lot of those guys are going to be in AAA, right? Most of
He's in
the
AAA, buddy.
and is it Ricky T?
It's Ricky T. It's
Oh
the most obvious
no.
breakout pick of all time, in my opinion. And I've been on this podcast as well, slamming Ricky T, just slandering his name. But if you don't think he can be a good reliever for the second half of the season, coming back from injuries, I don't know.
Do you
I mean, his lights out stuff. He's got the pitch mix to make it work.
Is
That's the
there
guy.
any chance they start him spring training doing that, or do they want him to be some depth in AAA as a starter?
I don't know. I don't know how you start unless you're so certain his medicals show that he's just never going to be able to hold any sort of large number of innings. Like you, that is too good a pitcher to not try and get the most innings out of. And I get that, first year off of injury, first year hopefully fully healthy. I get that you're not going to get too many innings, but man, I mean, before Trey Savage, it was Ricky T. There was the graphic of how many batters he was striking out in the minors when Ricky shot up prospect lists, and it was Trey-esque. Like, I'm look, he can go help the team. I think they need to balance a future with a present with Ricky.
Yeah, it's not to say that necessarily he will never be a starter again, but I think
Yeah.
considering what this team looks like and where their depth is and where the weaknesses are, they're probably for this season at least, and for me probably moving forward, he's a reliever
Yeah,
and a good one.
it could be the second half thing that you're right. Like, okay, we're through the trade deadline. Ricky, you're alive right now. This is great. You're healthy. Let's see if we're gonna make this
J
push and we can get
Jimmy
the
just went on the IL.
yeah. I mean, Jimmy, man, God, I hate doing it, but it's like he has been healthy the last two seasons. How can we kind of expect that to change? He throws
We're
so
still
much.
talking about Jimmy, or
We're Ricky T is healthy now. We have to. The injury concerns are behind Ricky. We have to do that.
he had the
Um,
surgery.
but it's like it's Jimmy. They say he throws as hard as he can all year.
Yeah.
Not, and then he's hurt. He's hurt every time. Like, okay, maybe we can change that routine up a little bit. I'm sure they're hoping with that. But it's like the projected bullpen right now has none of kind of the young guys. Fluharty, Fisher. They're not projected right now. It's because of the option things. Obviously, they could
Yep.
get rid of some people, and this doesn't even have any of the Rule Five guys. We can talk about the Rule Five pick in a little bit. It's not too much on it. Like I don't think it'd be tough for Bastardo to make it. I think he's just playing from behind, and then Spencer Miles. Maybe that's something they want to hit on, but those guys aren't in this projected bullpen where you have Eric Lauer and Jose Barrios as two potential long man. Like what? How does this? Obviously, you don't need to trade them right now because injuries happen to starters. We have the Shane Bieber thing. Um, is anyone getting dealt? Is like Lauer or Barrios? Is that a real thing that's going to happen? You can't have them
I,
both in the bullpen, right?
I could see Lauer getting moved. I don't know for what. Like I don't think you're getting a lot in return. But it's probably not taking on a big contract either. Yeah, I mean Barrios is valuable enough to me as Shane Bieber insurance, and the value is so low league wide that I would be very surprised.
yeah, I mean this leads me astray from the bullpen, which I mean like the bullpen's got to get thought out because there's just like the top four. If you're looking at roster resources on Fangraphs, the top four, yeah, they're for sure there, and then like the bottom four in there are just slammed in there because they have to be right now.
Yeah,
And yeah,
that's
so much
Little, Nance, Lauer, Barrios. Those are the bottom four
correct.
right now.
Yes, and I like Tommy Nance. I don't know if he's going to survive. Um, just all the roster moves? That's a big question, especially with the Jays are just like, hey, we're just a really good team. We need really good players. Like we're not gonna, shoot ourselves in the foot with roster move stuff, but like we're not gonna hold an out of options guy just because we can maybe sneak him through later. Like we need like, and I think this they could use an impact lefty for leverage there.
And like a Thiel bar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just not even like I mean, right now they have two lefties projected in there, which are Brendan Little, Eric Lauer, and Brendan Little. Brendan Little. I
It'll
was,
be fine.
what an what a tough watch. But I was looking at stuff like if you chase him, you will not make contact. He has the second
Unless you're CJ
best.
Abrams.
Yeah. Wait, don't get me started. Bring him home. Bring him home. Brendan Little, second best out of zone contact percentage for a reliever. Like as soon as you chase, you're not touching his stuff. But people, why ever swing? But the stuff's so tantalizing. But I would love a guy above him. I really would. Or to supplant rather.
You don't think? I think we were all in the same kind of place here with Fluharty's not that like super impact guy, but he's a good reliever. Like
Yep.
that's
He's the perfect number 2 lefty.
think so too. I think absolutely. And yeah, two long men just doesn't make sense for any bullpen ever. And like unless you're the Rockies, maybe to
Yeah.
try and finish innings. But yeah, it's kind of a mess down there. And you have two Rule 5 guys. I do think at least one of them's being returned probably after
Yeah.
one, maybe two might be returned.
Probably both. Yeah, I mean, I think that's like it's just a symptom of the winter meeting stuff we talked about earlier, right? Where like the Rule 5 gets, you get to write your Rule 5 preview and you get to look at like here's an impact arm. He's got command questions.
Or he's hurt.
And yeah, not a hitter. Definitely not a hitter if you're writing a Rule 5 preview.
That'd be bad.
But he gets to it costs you $25,000. That's all it is. And a 40-man spot, which the Jays had already. So it's really like there's zero risk whatsoever. So if Miles comes into spring training and he's one of the 6 best relievers on the team, he'll make the team. If he's not, he won't. That's it. And it's the same with Bastardo, who like I think he might that is the 40 spot that I think is probably more fungible. I think Miles is the shiny new toy. Bastardo is last year's toy. So to be able to open up that spot if you need to, I think Bastardo is the guy to go. Miles is going to come into spring, see if he's good. If he's not good, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, like they've seen Bastardo for the year rehabbing right now. They've got everything on him to know if he's kind of something or kind of not anything.
Yeah,
But
you don't actually have to have a take. It's like you don't have,
Whoa.
you don't have to have a big opinion about it. It's if he's good, he'll play. If he's not, he won't.
yeah, no, the Miles. So Spencer Miles is who they took from the Giants. He's their Rule 5 guy, just some massive, tall righty who went to Missouri and has pitched, what was it, 13 innings in all his years since he's been
Yeah,
in professional.
came back big in the Arizona Fall League. Was hitting some 98s, 99s with a
Yeah.
big sinker. It's good stuff.
I I had reports of him being on Demon Time. I don't know if you got the same ones, but I've gotten multiple sources telling me he's on Demon Time.
Do they do
I
daylight savings?
Brother.
It's Pacific time only, unfortunately, for him. We got to see if it travels to Eastern. I tried to get a take from someone, and my guy was like, "Yeah, I don't really know anything about him." So he was obviously not doing he wasn't doing the Rule 5
Wait,
stuff.
this is it. It's $25,000. The least important staffer who's still in Orlando makes the pick. You just like it just
A
happens.
40-man spot's more than nothing, though.
It's
I mean,
not. It's not
especially
a
right
lot.
now. Yeah.
Not really. They just cleared Yariels for free.
That was
Well,
good.
that was hard work.
And they said he's still going to be bullpen, right? That was one of the things
Yes.
that came out. Makes sense. He'll have
For
more.
the Nippon Ham fighters.
Oh man, too bad. Loved him his one start against the Rockies too, and his Canada Day start,
Canada Day. Yeah, people
2024.
forget.
I will remember that. He had a nice like Friday night San Diego start, but then after that he died halfway through last year. That's too bad. So what this is going to be named after is what the Jays are going to do if they don't get Tucker and Bo. My co-host will not talk about that because um, he's just like they're going to get one, and I think from everything that's being said, they'd probably get one of them. But you have to do the talk and the due diligence for the chance that they don't get either Kyle Tucker or Bo Bichette.
Yeah,
So
it's worth pointing out they've already spent $300 million.
yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing before we get to Plan B. Did anyone listen to the Cease presser or
Yeah.
anything interesting about that?
Yeah.
Anything to take
Oh,
away?
Yes
yeah.
and no.
See, I wonder if they have any plans to kind of maximize Dylan's stuff. I
Imagine he
wonder.
Pitch mix.
imagine he goes to a place where they had nothing for him. That'd be great. It's like, you know what, Dylan, you're great. Maybe we can just keep doing this in a better
He
park.
might like that. Like, holy shit, no more work.
He seems at least an interesting guy where he wants to work through it. And I'll accept that from a starter.
Look,
Yeah.
we love our stoner rotation. No problem.
Just add him. Just keep stacking them up. Take CB on the presser.
No, God,
Okay,
no, no.
perfect.
I'm
I don't.
I'm the guy who doesn't care what people say in press conferences and press releases.
I
And we can talk Mark Shapiro later if you want to, but
I also
I will
don't
have the same
listen.
take later.
Yeah, I don't listen to them ever. I actually don't. I don't. I'll
There's
read the
one
tweet.
of us.
I'll I'll read the tweets, and that's fine enough for me. I'll save my time. But Plan B without Tucker and Bo Bichette, I'm going to start you off. YJ's. I came up with three different plans. They're all kind of one player plans, but start us off if you got something for us.
I want to start with a question to you
Yep.
because I posted this mostly joking, and I was actually saying this to CB, and you kind of think about it for an extra second, and you're like, maybe this is an actual point. Like they had Bo for how many years, and you don't think if they really wanted him, they would have extended him because stay with me. They gave Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 500 million without having to go to market. Like,
They did that.
is there a case where he does go to market and actually gets 500 million? Yes, but also no. Like, I don't think they're worried about um having to find out a market if they really want someone.
Yeah, a lot of their free agents have left, right? Famous.
Yep.
They don't really they haven't retained too many people that do this, go to the market and then come. Do you have a name of someone who's done that and actually come besides Jimmy, I guess?
David Phelps, I think. I
There you
think it might
go.
be David Phelps.
Yeah, it's not
Go.
something that happens too often. You're right about that. And he's been around. I think yeah, there was just so much uncertainty too, like from the other side of how shitty his 2024 went,
Yeah.
and you couldn't. There's legitimate question marks potentially, and there's question marks from everyone around here. He can hit, and everyone agrees that second base is probably going to be a good thing for him, and his value should at least go up a little bit. Besides getting all those shitty grades on his shortstop defense, but yeah, there is something to be said for that he hasn't been retained, and they let him walk at least to market.
They're just on a break right now. Bo's going on some really bad first dates. Ross has got a song up on his Instagram story that Bo showed him. Bo gets the invite back to somebody else's facility finally for the first time, and it's not state of the art. They drop him off home one day, and he gets a text that says, "I like you, but more as a third baseman." This
Oh,
is where we are right now.
What's
yeah.
what's the worst tweet you've seen, CB, that's made you angry about the player that Bo Bichette is?
Oh God, they're all the same to me. I just don't understand. I like, and it's not necessarily a tweet. It's just like there's like a prevailing sense, I guess, from some people on this podcast too, That there's like it's very easy to predict when Bo will stop being a good hitter. And that because at some point, because there are downside markers and because there's risk factors, that like there's a concern that he's going to be a bad hitter at some undetermined point in the future. So it's not worth like locking in the guaranteed 120, 130 WRC plus from a middle infielder right away. Now, like second base, Bo, I'm there. I'm with it. I understand. Jimenez was better at shortstop. Bo's better at second. It's all good. I'm there. But this idea that like because there's risk in Bo's bat, he's like immediately going to fall off, or we have to be worried about like the backside years of contracts and things like that. Like, number one, it doesn't really line up with how the Blue Jays have operated, and number two, it just seems like a little too clever. But that's not my actual real point. Sorry, I just wanted to make some ex-girlfriend jokes.
All right, WhyJays, plan B. Go for it.
Only one I could really come to think of, I don't think they're going to sign a bat if they miss on
Really?
Tucker and Bo. I don't think Bellinger's enticing enough, especially maybe you hang out, wait for the price to really drop. Might happen. Like it feels like it should because he was a salary dump last year. But Pete Alonso just got 155 million after not being able to get any deals last year. Like so I can't say if he's getting money or getting not. And Bregman, I'm not really into, not at what he wants. So, and again, the they've spent so much money. And to just they're not going to spend just to spend. So I can't see them going and just grabbing someone else. But like Bellinger is cool, but I know of a guy in San Francisco who's the Korean Cody Bellinger, Jung-Hoo Lee. I would love to free him from the Giants. He was a previous uh administration's signing. Maybe Posey's not into Jung-Hoo Lee's game. He should move out of center field.
Can't keep playing center there.
He cannot. They're hurting everyone involved by doing that. Um, I think he would be great in a corner. It's basically Bellinger's skill set. I think the power could play up, and everyone's power plays up outside of San
San Francisco.
Francisco. Um, he's got an opt-out in 2 years. I'm not too worried. Like, if he's good, go ahead. Like, set him free. That's been the Blue Jays way. I'm happy to live like that too. Like, is there?
Is that a Barrios thing? Added on.
Yeah,
It
I've
seems to work. Yeah.
you might have to just match the difference. I saw, the new thing is sending Nathan Lucas to San Francisco. I think Mike Petriello, MLB.com originally brought it up for a second, and now people are throwing Barrios and Lucas there. I mean, like giving them an outfielder is smart. Paying down the difference maybe between the two contracts, so it's a neutral swap between Lee and Barrios. And Barrios, that'd be doing him a solid going to a park where you have to really throw it down the middle to get it. Not
To
saying
put
he
it in the
can't.
water.
Not saying Jose Barrios isn't up to the task of throwing it down the middle that hard.
It wouldn't be zero home runs.
No, no, I wouldn't see that. Like there are parks that can make Jose Barrios work, and I think other people saw it. Merrill Kelly got 2 years, 40 million. I
Yeah.
think Merrill Kelly's a better pitcher than Jose Barrios, but he's
They could
older.
be the same pitcher next
They
year.
they could I'd bet on Merrill Kelly being better. Merrill Kelly getting 240 makes me wonder what Chris Bassett's going to get.
I
Like,
need to text Chris Bass and ask if we need to start pushing some rumors because I've seen nothing from him
because
so
if he's
far.
if he's getting 240, Bassett should get like a 360 again. Just
Yeah, that was good to say.
double it. Low key, zone contact rate pretty low, Chris Bassett. Shout out
Interesting.
CB. Other CB.
Yeah, him.
I
All
don't know
right.
your zone contact. I'm sorry.
Well, his BP, he gets yippy, I've heard.
It's yeah, it has its ups and its downs. If it's in the zone, it gets hit, but uh, you know, sometimes it misses.
CB,
But
your plan B if nothing works.
my plan B, so I'm a little different. I think the infield is what I'm worried about right now, especially, if you're looking at somebody like Barger, maybe being definitely a platoon player, but also maybe being a part-time outfielder as well. So I do like Bregman. I do. I can't help myself. Get a little veteran leadership back. Bassett's out the door. Scherzer's out the door. You get a rock solid floor kind of infielder, especially, Ernie with the bat, Andres with the bat are guys that you don't necessarily want to rely on as like key contributors. Bregman, you can, if especially on a short-term deal, if you can do that, that'd be great. I'm kind of like low key talking myself into Brendan Donovan, which is something I hadn't really thought about until like an hour and a half ago when Avery sent me this preview. But lefty bat, you get that same positional flexibility. All it costs you is prospects. This is my actual big, like, my real take is that, like, because they've spent money, and especially if you want to keep spending money, right? Like, one of these moves is going to have to be like a trade from the prospect depth. So what the Blue Jays should be doing right now is taking every opportunity to try to figure out who their own next Elvis Martinez is. And if he plays shortstop for the Vancouver
Yeah,
Canadians,
yeah, good.
and see if there's a team out there that will take him and give you something valuable for the current team in return, right? Because even if you lose that deal down the road, this is the year for the Blue Jays. Next year's the year for the Blue Jays. Like, we're talking about present versus future value. So if there's a hypothetical prospect for Brendan Donovan trade to be made, even if it's Johnny King, even if it's not JoJo Parker, but like Victor Arias, if that's a guy they like there are some guys I think who are even nearer term options than Arjun is. That I think could make sense for St. Louis too. They've seemed to like some of the Blue Jays pitching. That was kind of the old
And
regime, but
they got fleeced on Swanson.
yes, I mean, there you go, right?
That was me. The TJ stats graphic was me learning that Matt Swanson had a 1.6 ERA or whatever it was last year. Just a
And
insane
Paul
deal.
DeYoung hit .016 as a Blue Jay, so it's kind of the same.
It's our best for your best, and that's how that one played out.
Yeah, that I'm looking at infield options more than anything, just because, like, if it's not Bo, right? You're looking at an infield that's got Vlad locked in, but in the positions, the real positions, it's Clement, it's Andres, it's Barger. There's just so much floor risk with those bats that bringing in somebody like, I mean, Brandon Donovan's a consistent 750 to 800 OPS guy. Bregman's a consistent hitter when he's healthy. Bringing in somebody like that to help kind of shore up and give you a little more floor, and maybe move Barger to the outfield a little bit. I don't like him, but other people do. So if he can hit, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the outfield numbers weren't fantastic for Barger, but the
He's
arm
he's low key kind of good at third. Like, he actually got a lot better at third base over the course of last
there
year.
was 1 week where he let 3 balls go through his
Yeah.
legs, and that's when it looks like things got away from him. But it was
Yeah, you just
locked in
can't you can't
before that.
shake you can't
Yeah,
shake the actual visual opinion sometimes, and even if the numbers say certain things. Um,
I thought he got good at playing third base, and I had no
yeah,
problem him being there.
I got no problem with him being there too. I just, like, he's gonna get murdered by lefties next season, and I think the game plan for him on righties is there too, right? Like, I think if you can bust him inside and don't let his arms get extended, then there's ways to beat him, especially if you throw hard as a righty as well. So there's floor risk for me there.
Yeah, the Barger people just think we don't like him. I think he's just such an interesting player because he has all these like incredible traits, and it's like there is some holes on some things. People are like, oh, you don't like him. I was like, I'm just not sure what his ceiling is. Like, what is he gonna be? And I said to you guys, like, if he turns out to he has a different skill set, he's not gonna have the OBP, but like he turns into this Muncie player. It's like that's fantastic. You would take that all the time. The home runs. If he could ever get the OBP up that high, he'd be this really valuable player. And right now, he is a valuable player because he had an impact on the big league team. He was a drafted player. It's like, yeah, he's been great so far. I just don't know if we're holding him too high of a regard sometimes, Addison Barger. But like
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel like I'm like bad vibes here, but it just, like, if you look at, especially if Barger's in the outfield a little more, like the corner outfield options are Springer, who's going to play DH, Santander, who's going to DH as much as he possibly can, and stand in left field if he can.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's Lucas, it's Barger, it's not a lot. Like Davis can play out there, Miles Straw can pinch run and defensive replacement, but like there's not a lot of at bats to go around out there compared to the infield, and then the prospect depth is there too to help support in the outfield as well compared to the infield. Like unless you're a big Leo Jimenez guy, you've got Lopefeeder,
There's
you've
one
got
person
Shrek.
here. There's one
Yeah,
person here who's Leo.
Steamer. Don't look at Steamer. Steamer likes him still. I mean, I don't. Man, that I love no tools. No tools. I have no clue
He's
what he does well.
just a ball player. That's what he
it's
does
his
Yeah,
by
well.
pitches.
And the one thing on Barger, people were like, he hit lefties great in the playoffs. The one home run off Banda, of course, everyone remembers that. And there's like three of his hits were just choppers in the circle, in the dirt circle. It's like, yeah, I would love. Please take the next step, Addison Barger, and be
That'd be
the
great.
everyday. Yeah, like my thing is they've got this whole. WhyJays is like, okay, let's get this left-handed bat, and there's this left field option out there that you could put a left-handed bat who's kind of neutral to hit both sides, right? And that's why I had talked myself into Cody Bellinger being the left field guy. Like I think that's a replacement that can happen. Although I'm kind of worried about what Bellinger could do, and like the numbers are kind of weird. So Bellinger isn't my ideal person, but I think he does actually fit.
Yeah, he reminds me of Bo in the sense that it's like, is there more to the bat control and just because they're not big bat speed guys, but like how much of bat speed is not, I don't want to get too crazy, but bat speed is also like you getting your pitch.
Yes.
Like
When
the
you get fooled, your bat speed's not going to be high, and
no,
if you hit it,
legitimately, there's numbers into that. And like I would love, I don't know how you could ever display it, but like so many numbers should be count based. Like I'd love to see like bat speed and 2-0 counts.
yeah, or against fastballs versus off speed,
Yeah,
maybe.
for sure. Like there's so much that goes in that like we can't digest quickly, but Bellinger's interesting in the sense that he came up and was the bat speed guy. I don't think anyone had the numbers. And
It
Bo,
looked
Loki,
whippy.
Bo as a prospect, everyone was like, this guy's got the most insane bat speed anyone's ever seen. And it turned out not to be. If you look
But yeah,
at on.
I don't actually think he's swinging as hard as he can all the
Agreed.
time
That's
either.
the same thing thinking about Bellinger. Like, are they really picking and choosing which this is very which club to use?
Yeah, so you get an off-speed pitch and it's a hanging breaker. You're gonna swing as hard as you can, but you get this high velo stuff that you match plane to try and shoot the other way. Yeah, you're not gonna be swinging your hardest too. So there. I like that you're thinking about that. There is stuff to it. I have a name, BK. I'm sorry, you're gonna love this. Uh, Hassan Kim.
Oh no. Yeah.
Hassan Kim, maybe. Like, there's something. If you could put the platoon of Ernie and Barger at third base, I think it's incredible, right? Like, I don't are Ernie's left-handed numbers going to sustain because that was a weird thing that happened this year, right? That he
Yeah.
became the lefty masher as none of his numbers had been that from years before. But if that does continue, which you would hope so, I think that's a great platoon. And you have another good infielder who, I mean, yeah, the shoulder surgery, but kind of figured it out at the end. And we've known him to be a pretty good player. So I think they could be something. I don't know how many years you'd give them. I don't know what it would be, but at least kind of interested in that name.
Yeah, I could see him and Andreas and Ernie kind of moving into, I don't know exactly how the playing time would split out, but like all those guys would be so close to playing every day. Where technically no, because there's Barger's probably going to sit against every lefty unless there's really the lefty you like him against. Um, but I mean, like, it's not. He's an athlete.
He is.
Kim's an athlete. I think if you're adding to this team and it's not Bo or Tucker, go get an athlete. Go get a guy who's going to do things guys on your team aren't right now, which is mostly run the bases.
And he could be Jung-Ho Lee, fellow countryman.
Get them both, I mean, Ryu can throw out the first pitch, Cody Ponce.
Yep.
I love Cody Ponce. My God.
Yeah, good interview.
Really, hopefully you'll find out
Yeah.
exceptional speaker.
There's been contact made, so that was why I didn't want to listen to the other one in case of trying to cross between them. But maybe I'll ask the same stupid questions that they asked. So that's why I was like, I don't know if I should or not.
Get stupider. You can get stupider. I think you'll be good.
Perfect. We got the
Jared
right guys
Carabas?
I'm a Jared guy. I'm a Jared guy.
He grinds. I'll say that.
He podcasts a lot. I don't have that in my
How do you
body.
have a voice every week? Like,
yeah. How can
your throat must be done. He must have tricks. He better have tricks.
The Section 10 being 3.5 hours twice a week.
Right.
How can you do that? How do you have time to listen to that if you're not working from home too? That's the impressive stuff. I could never do that. Let's keep moving.
I was going to say we are an hour into this one and halfway through your agenda. So
the bottom stuff can go through in 10 minutes. That's fine. We got the meat done. 2 Japanese players coming over that we've kind of lost who their suitors are going to be. Tatsumai and then Murakami. Okay, so you have a pitcher and a hitter. YJ's asked a great question in the chat yesterday. What teams paying them would make you think they are good? I want to do both of them because you just did Amai as to what team would give him. But let's go do this exercise for both of them. Amai and Murakami, who, if they were paying them, would make you worried that they're actually like these great talents that we originally thought they were?
Sucks to say Yankees.
For Murakami or for Amai?
Amai.
Okay.
I don't see the fit for Murakami. Like I don't believe he can play third. I mean, he's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
And Ben Rice, you gotta hand the keys to Ben Rice.
At least against righties.
They're gonna play him every day, and I think that it's sadly gonna pay off.
You think he's got some lefty hitting in him, Ben Rice?
I dislike how scary Ben Rice is. I hate it. Really good hit. Don't look at the leaderboard of expected WOBA. You'll end up hurt.
I know. Just super
CB.
quickly. You can't be an actual good hitter if you don't hit both hands. So then he's only in good like matchups. So then of course his expected stats are going to be good. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
There should be a
I'll look up the split, buddy.
There should be a savant where you know how they have qualified hitters, obviously, then you can do by at bats, but there should be qualified against both hands or something based on teams you've played. Because if you don't, it's like the Davis thing.
He's got like a 168 WRC plus, but that's because they took out all the bad at bats. They don't give them to him, which is good team building, but it's not a statement on Ben Rice.
Yeah, teams would look at that if they're trying to pay him free agent money, obviously, but I mean, if you're going to be good against righties, it's better than crushing lefties for your outcomes.
Jay's had a lot of righties.
He famously had a lot of righties for multiple years in a row, and that's why I thought you'd be Bellinger guy, YJ's. I thought
I can't see them breaking the bank over a guy that has questions.
Who doesn't have questions for you though?
And what does breaking the bank actually look like? Like I think it's the posting guys are always weird because you operate in such a vacuum of information. Like there's no rumors about either guy at this point, right? Murakami's got to sign in 9 days. His posting window's running out big time. So if the contract comes in lower than like the Kylie's, Fangraphs, MLB trade rumors of the world projected, I think that's actually I think that's smart. I don't necessarily know which team it's going to be. But I think if there's like a spot to get perceived value there, that's what's smart to me, right? Because there's I'm kind of over the stats versus velocity because number one, turned out the like 093 number was wrong. The number two, it's like a very small sample of at bats as well. So I'm kind of over the numbers versus velocity argument. If he can, like, I had the exact same note in here, which is like, God, it would be so much cooler if he could play third. There's just really
Yeah,
no
just
teams that
not
need
happening.
another 1B DH
Well,
at this point. So
that's
it's
what I was thinking.
like Pittsburgh,
Angels. Yeah, Angels, but you have Shanuel doing kind of the same thing, right? Like
kind of like Pizarro, Shanuel, right? Like they're just like the
Yeah, complete
opposite
opposite.
versions of each other.
I
Pittsburgh?
that would
Why would
make me
you
think
go
they're
there?
smart, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's more of a likely landing spot than like, oh my God, Ben Sherrington's done it. But I could see it, and he might be okay.
I was out on Murakami for a second, and then I saw a highlight from the WBC where against Team USA, he just goes second deck.
It's 70
It's
grade raw power at minimum from a lefty
I
bat who's in
yeah.
his mid 20s.
We see so many guys get optimized for power just to see raw power like that. Like that's real shit,
It's
brother.
real juice.
Could Cleveland, like, I know they're not gonna want to spend, but like that feels like a perfect fit, kind of to take the chance on him. There's
I
always these
No, not a
money.
Manzardo guy.
No, I'm not. I think he's okay. He's like the Sean Noel thing too, right? They're in the thought in my head, they're similar players, but they're probably not. But I mean, you can take the Murakami upside's insane if he can make contact, which I think
Yeah,
he's
so if we're talking about the contracts of this offseason, right? Like YJs was saying earlier, where everybody's getting paid more than we think and than we're expecting. And here, like right now, teams are telling you, reporters are telling you everything. These two are going to get paid less than you thought originally, right? So this is the
CB's
only spot to find perceived value on the higher end of the market.
yeah,
I
the
yeah.
Okamoto too, maybe if you're thinking.
I don't know,
He might be
guys.
bad.
Like, yes, Macho Man, Masataka Yoshida was like blown out of the water, but like that's what position players are going for. He got 85 million, if I remember correctly. Seiya Suzuki got similar, and I think Yoshida kind of rode that into the 85 million because Suzuki was first. And like if Yoshida could have done anything besides hit, like I think that contract looks good. But instead he's gotten injured, can't field, can't run. But he's actually hit. Low key put up decent numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, more of a platoon guy, but like he's translated for the most part.
I
I
would
think
say
those
so.
high end guys are translating. It's the Okamotos of the world that I would be worried about, where they're like above average NPB hitters or above average KBO, where it's like, oh man, I just that I'm not sure about. Cody Ponce out there with a 1.9 ERA in the KBO, all good. But trying to get like there was a really funny name on there too. Zach Logue is over there in the
Oh
KBO
yeah.
with like a 3.4. And it's like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. That's probably not gonna translate back.
All right. Can we give a final prediction where you think they end up? It's going to be tough. I think Amaya ends up a Yankee.
Me
I
too.
think,
It's starting to feel that.
And then I'll go Pittsburgh, Murakami.
I wanted to be an Angel so bad.
yeah,
They've got the
I'll
market.
I'll do something stupid. It doesn't really make sense, but like the Phillies,
Cool.
Love
That'd
it.
be cool.
Love it. Harbor back to the outfield.
I
I
don't even.
wish.
It's like maybe they think he plays third base and you trade Bohm or because they've been trying to trade him in
Somebody
forever.
somebody might talk themselves into the third base thing.
I
Good luck.
don't.
Good
It would
luck.
be tough for it to be like just looking at him. Yeah, it's you
He's got
think
a Vlad look to him.
he's a big boy. It might be the jersey size, but yeah, he doesn't
Not
look like he's
helping.
that quick-footed, great mechanics as a third baseman. We'll move on. I'll just do one more thing. Actually, we need to talk about Padres too, because CB, um, the three AAA outfielders who are kind of the same but kind of different lefties. Um, do we have any chance any of them break through this year? That's the Loperfido, Shrek, and not selected in the Rule 5 draft, Yohendrick Panango. Anyone have any takes on any of those three?
I got look, I gotta take on goddamn anything. So yes.
Perfect.
I don't know if CB wants to go first. I hate saying this about Joey Loperfido because he's he's the Moneyball room. Brad Pitt's in there talking to the scouts. It's like, what are we doing selling jeans? And it's like, Joey Loperfido's selling jeans. Holy crap. Handsome man. What a body. Sorry. But he's kind of regressed in all his skills, except he's gaining some contact. And I don't know if there's a bigger plan going on with him, because this is a Jays thing, is that they're trying to give guys more contact. And I agree with it. I agree with it. Joey Loperfido's calling card was power. Like, he was doing close to like Barger stuff in the minors.
He was Pacific Coast League, right? Or whatever.
Definitely helped. But even lower than that, like you were into him because he had power. And I think he runs well. I think he's probably above average in the corners. I think his days in center just don't matter.
Well, yeah.
Like,
we had that one crash into the wall in center field that took him for a couple days. And it's like, I don't.
Yes. I don't think you're planning, like, yeah, you make a bunch of moves. He plays like the 8th inning in a loss in center field, stuff like that. I don't think that matters. But like, I don't know what he does well at this point. Like,
there's nothing like screaming off the page where, like, the Penango thing is he hit, like, these EVs are
a darling.
Yeah, insane. It's like, what are they going to value? Because Joey can play ball, but like
Joey is better than the other two right now.
Yeah, but it's like, how, if you're projecting that, because there's no playing time for him right now. It's like, who are you gonna hold on to though? That's the difference. I think that's the problem.
I mean, are you not a Shrek head?
He wears number Shrek 0.
He's the upside play of the three. Like, my take is I don't like them. I think they're all bad. So continuing with my bad vibes, hour and a half here. I think they're all bad. Shrek is the actual upside play. Like, if you want a guy who's going to come in and have a chance to be like an actual above major league average hitter, it's Shrek by a mile, right? Joey Loperfido is the guy who, like, if somebody gets hurt, and if a second person gets hurt, then Joey's going to step in and he's gonna go play good defense and probably right and make enough contact, do enough at the plate to not make you want to rip your eyeballs out. Penango, to me, it's like it's kind of funny. Like, it's just like he's really bad at defense, and the contact metrics are pretty concerning. So it's just like it's the exact opposite of what this team is valued, what they look for, what they want to do in the major leagues, what they're trying to do, what they value in the minor leagues. Like, and so the idea that they left him unprotected for the Rule 5 wasn't surprising to me. The idea that he went on it unselected in the Rule 5 wasn't surprising to me. There's like, it's a fixation on not new stats. Exit velocity, EV90, max EV have been around for a while, but they're shiny new toys, right? These bat speed metrics are really interesting because they're new. But they need to be properly contextualized too, and the context, or the context, that was weird, on Penango is that he's not really very good right now. That's why nobody took him.
Yeah,
nobody wants to give him any ABs.
They kept saying 15 home runs, like that was this extreme, crazy calling.
Yeah, I get it. Like, it's cold in New Hampshire in April and September too, but he did play there the other months. So my vacuum went off.
Vacuum went off. You got a vacuum just rolling around right now.
We're robo-vacked it 12 o'clock noon every day. 12:13. What's happening? Anyway, yeah, sorry. All
right, so let's move
to the people who heard that.
Shane Bieber stuff, forearm that came out. That was kind of what I've been. You never forearms attached with the elbow and stuff, so that's never a good thing. Kind of makes sense why he took the offer and he came back. Shapiro extension 5 years. I think everyone's fine with that. No.
Good for him.
Yeah, he seems like he was doing a good part of it, even with the team wasn't doing that well. Right?
Yeah, good for Mark, honestly.
Which Padres being traded, CB? Who's going to do it?
Jake Cronenworth.
Oh, that's the boring one.
It's the right. It is right. He's the best fit of value. The contract's not horrible. He can play enough positions to where enough teams can talk themselves into him. If they want to put Nick Pivetta on the market, Nick Pivetta is the guy who actually has contractual upside. I think he's pretty likely to opt out after this season. I think it's 1 year, 18 million, and then there's 232 that he can opt in or out of. YJ's likes to say he just was Nick Pivetta in a better home run park last season, which I think is probably a little true, but I think the Padres guys talk really big about their pitching coach over there. I think there's some under the hood stuff that actually did change a little bit, and so he's a serviceable mid rotation starter, and those are always valuable, especially at 118.
Under the hood, great Johnny call back there. G love.
That one was just for Avery.
Yeah. Who are they moving? Why? Just give us a better take.
Mason Miller.
There you go.
Mason Miller's going.
Trade him back to the Athletics?
Oh
LDB
yeah,
back?
for like Soderstrom and Lawrence Buck. No, that's a little like, I don't know. You ever been in like a money crunch and you kind of look around and you're like, man, I have this thing that's worth money while all my other shit is garbage. I have to move this. And yes, no, I like a bunch of the Padres players, but Mason Miller, that's like you're hanging out in a room of quarters and you just got a gold bar. Yeah, go get some bills. Pay for groceries.
I like that.
The Padres need groceries. Oh my God.
Sell the PlayStation 5. Sell it.
Yes, that's the only thing that goes. Yeah,
that's what the
golf clubs PS5. That's what you're pawning off. But gentlemen, thank you very much.
Wait, sorry. I have one more take.
Please.
Can I make it very quickly? I want people to understand, Blue Jays fans and Orioles fans who listen to the first 15 minutes too. I just want everybody to know, everybody to remember and take a little step back, that if the Blue Jays don't get Kyle Tucker and or Bo Bichette, it is not a bad offseason. It's not. They got Dylan Cease, they got Cody Ponce, they got Tyler Rogers. They're gonna get another bat because they've got a hole to shore up. If they don't get Kyle Tucker and if they don't get Bo Bichette, they still can have a good offseason.
Buddy, everyone just turned the episode off. Good try on that one. That's
Damn.
Damn. I want to say my take then.
Please.
I would say if the Blue Jays do not acquire Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette, it's a failure of an offseason.
That'll be a
Does
great
Rogers
tweet.
care?
Don't think so. It remains up in the air. We're gonna find out.
You guys are the best. Thanks for coming on. What do you guys want? Anything plugged? I'll put it in because you guys have the two most off-grid podcasts I've ever listened to, but I very much do enjoy them.
If it's worth it to you, you'll figure it out. Look to the stars.
I like that a lot.
If you're gonna follow me on Twitter, please just be normal.
Good luck.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong audience, buddy. Gentlemen, thank you. That's Gate 14 for this week. Hopefully Johnny will be back next time. But yeah, as Johnny would say, maybe a midweek pod. Maybe we can get that. But love you guys. See you next week.